Hi, everybody. Welcome back to another Tarot Tea Time. I hope everybody had a really good weekend. How is everybody doing? Sorry, I'm on a couple minutes late. It's been a little bit of a hectic afternoon around here. Oh my gosh. But everything's great. I'm excited for us to spill some tea. You guys gave the best request this week. So I've got a whole list of tea topics to get into. Hi, Voices of Davis. How are you? How was your weekend? So, okay, here is what the rundown is for tonight. We're going to do the tarot tea. And then at the end, I'm actually going to talk about a little bit of astrology, some stuff that we already kind of got into in the podcast last week. That was so much fun. Everybody that joined, by the way, I loved having chats with everybody. Like, you guys are so much fun to hang out with. So, I thought we could also pull up our birth charts. That's why I was thinking a BC, bring your own birth chart situation, so we can look at some of these transits and discuss, because I know that sometimes it can be a little bit confusing for some people, and also it's just fun to share how the different transits are affecting us. I just thought that could be a fun little experiment to try this time. Let's go. Hey, Lawyer Moog. Hey, Penny. How's it going? Hey, Sage Moon. Happy Sunday. Oh my gosh. Yay. The gang's all here. So as everybody else continues to come on in, let's go ahead and just start with our first story, shall we? Hey, Babalu. Oh my gosh, it's so good to see you, Babalu. How are you? So ready for today. I am too. We have some pretty juicy stories. So, all right, let's start with the first request that I received, which is about actually, you know what? Hold on. Before I do the request, because I know some people are still kind of coming in here, how about this? There was actually a story that I saw today that I want to start with. Okay. So, you guys know how I like to watch Sloane's videos on YouTube. I think Sage Moon, you also said that you like Sloane, and I know a couple of other people do too. Well, just a few hours ago, he posted a video about Jim Carrey that I watched, and I thought it was very tea worthy, tarot tea worthy. This video was all about Jim Carrey, talking about the Illuminati on different red carpets and on different talk shows. And it was really kind of bizarre because I've never seen this footage before. I haven't heard anybody talk about it. I mean, it was it was interesting. So if you guys, get a chance to watch that video, it would be interesting to check out. But yeah, so I wanted to pull some cards just to see with Jim Carrey, is he just kind of, in his own world, kind of doing his own thing? Or is there some truth to all of the conspiracy allegations and things that he said about the Illuminati controlling Hollywood? I don't know. It's weird. It's kind of a conspiracy, but I thought it would just be interesting to see what the tarot tea pulls up on that whole situation. Is there any truth to what Jim Carrey has been saying about the Illuminati, allegedly for entertainment purposes only, of course? So let's see. Hey, Gigi, how's it going? All right. It's weird. Let's just see. I'm so curious, what's going to come through. There was this one interview that they showed with Kat Sadler from E! News, and it was really strange. He kind of kept talking about it, and it was an awkward, kind of gave me a bizarre feeling. So, okay, let's pull a card to start for Jim Carrey. Is there any truth to the Illuminati? Just the things he said about the Illuminati in general. Is there any truth to it at all? Specifically, the things Jim Carrey has said about how the Illuminati controls Hollywood, blah, blah, blah. Okay. We have the Emperor. This is kind of bizarre because the Emperor is all about power. I pulled this out reversed, which talks about overpowering others. This is so weird, you guys. I'm just gonna go ahead and say, allegedly, according to the tarot tea, um, this would indicate yes, there is some truth to it. Now, I don't know how much of it is true. Let's get some clarification. This is so bizarre, but yeah, there's a little bit of truth to what Jim Carrey has been saying, and the fact that the Emperor was in reverse, it's talking about people being controlled. The power not being in their hands. There's some other force at work. Very bizarre. Oh my god. Okay. I had a weird feeling. Um, let's see. Let's get a clarifier about that. About the Emperor and the Illuminati, allegedly. What is just let's just see what spirit wants to pull through. Eight of Cups, walking away. Okay, interesting. So I think that Jim Carrey is well, he's already kind of walked away from Hollywood, hasn't he? But this talks about like him wanting to walk away from Hollywood, wanting to get away from the feeling of being overpowered. Now, I don't know if this is necessarily like the Illuminati per se. This might just be something that he was doing to, maybe get out of some sort of obligations because this has to do with, like, feeling like a loss of power. So this could be, like he was saying, the Illuminati, but it could also just be people who run the studios, maybe people that he has a contract with. There is this desire for him to get away from Hollywood, and I think that even if he has to make himself look a little bit, like, crazy, he was willing to do that. So this is very interesting. His intention is to get away from it, which he did talk about. Let's get one more clarifier, then we'll move on to the request. I just thought this was so interesting. What do you guys think? Have y'all seen any of that about Jim Carrey, like, talking about how the Illuminati is controlling Hollywood? I don't know. It's just weird. Okay, best friend of the year. So, yeah, he's trying to this is really interesting. At least in his mind, he believes that he's doing the right thing when he's saying these things. He's trying to be a good friend in a way to people who are watching these shows. He feels an obligation to basically help people to shape, like, their worldview instead of looking at Hollywood as being, like, above them. He feels a need to bring people up to his level. I'm not getting, like, a bad intention, but I am getting that it's kind of misguided, like, it's coming out in a weird way. I feel like this is the way that he thinks that it will get through to people, um, but it's also giving, a little bit of a motive that he has for himself personally. Sage Moon said, yes, he said some things that raise brows, right? Definitely. Okay, so this is kind of a bizarre case. I'm going to say, based on what we've pulled, what I've pulled here, that yes, there's some truth to what he's said. He does feel like he's being controlled. He does feel like there are certain forces at play that he would like for people to feel like they have more control. And his intention is good. I don't necessarily know if this is like an Illuminati thing per se. It seems like it more has to do with things he's experienced and him wanting other people to change their worldview and to like not glorify things that he thinks are, shallow or meaningless, aren't gonna, like, improve people's lives. So I think there's a good intention. It's just, it's a little bit interesting. Hmm. Penny, there is something going on. Yeah. I don't know exactly what. It's just very strange. I think he thinks he's raising awareness, but it comes off a bit kooky to others. Exactly. Oh my gosh, well said, Sage Moon. That's exactly what this seems like. It's like he wants to walk away from the superficial things. Um, He wants others to do the same. I do think there's exaggeration though with what he's saying in order to like get attention. And I think that it's kind of backfired because when you seem a little too out there, it's like people can't really relate. So they don't know if they should believe you or not. Yeah, maybe going about it in a little bit of a less abrasive way would be more helpful. So yeah, well, sending him love. Seems like he's been through a lot. And that was a little warm up. So let's dive into the tarot topics of the week. Okay. Gigi, Pluto and Aqua era. Oh my gosh, yes. Absolutely. I'm so ready, you guys. January 21st. Here we come. Let's go. Power back to the people. I'm so into it. Penny the year of truth. Okay. Love it. Boom. Bingo. Okay. We're all on the same page here. Of course we are. I think that we're all going to be thriving during Pluto and Aquarius. This community, I think, is very in alignment with that. So that was fun. Okay. Thank you guys for your insight as well. So let's move on to the Tarot T requests. We had some pretty good ones. So first, we have a request to read Harry Jowsey and Rylee Arnold. Now, there has been some drama. I did try to go online and see like what this drama was. I think it's just kind of more of like, are they dating? Are they not dating? If you guys have seen other things, please feel free to enlighten me. But I didn't see a whole lot other than people speculating about the nature of their relationship, how close they are. And then the Dancing with the Stars tour starts soon. So we're going to pull a couple cards to see what will be going on for those two in the future. So let's see. I'm going to go ahead and do a past, present, future reading for those two. Gigi says, as someone with an aquastellium, I'm kind of scared. LOL. Gigi, oh my gosh, that's so funny that you say that. Over the weekend, I did a deep dive because Aquarius is my rising sign, and I'm a little spooked out, spooked too, because like Pluto on your rising. Which placements is it for you, Gigi? I think that because we've experienced Pluto in Capricorn, it is going to be a little bit of a shock, I think, at first, but Pluto can bring a lot of power. I'm actually working on a podcast episode coming out, not this coming week, but the following week, all about Pluto moving into Aquarius. It'll come out the week that Pluto moves into Aquarius, January 21st. So I am like gathering some research and information. I'm feeling better the deeper I dive into it because there's definitely an upside, Gigi, but I get it. I was feeling the same way. I was like, I got to look into this. Ultimately, we'll feel empowered, but it may be interesting and jarring. So stay tuned for that episode coming out in a couple weeks because I'm going to give us some like survival tips, some ways to adjust. We've got this though, but it is a little daunting at first. Okay. Past, present, future for Harry, Jowsey, and Rylee Arnold. Let's see. Uranus, Sun, Mars, and midheaven. Ooh, Gigi. Okay. Power to Gigi. That's what this era is going to be about. I'm actually really excited for you. Ah. Go, Gigi, go. Okay. You're going to have some major shifts in a good way. I know it. Let's just manifest that. We're all going to collectively say it's going to be positive for everybody here. We have good karma. Harry and Rylee. Okay. In the past, Harry, Jowsey, Rylee, Arnold. In the past. Ooh. Okay. I'm only going to take upright cards for this reading, by the way, but let's just start with Eight of Swords. Whoa. Okay. So this relationship has had a lot of complications. Maybe this is the drama that you guys are referring to when y'all have requested these readings about Harry and Rylee. Apparently, there's a lot of drama, but it's more about the way that they're viewing things because my Eight of Swords card is not something that I personally associate with like anxiety about things that are like happening, like for real on the outside world. This is about the things that we have fears within our own mind, like deep down. It's like our hangups, our subconscious fears. So this is actually something that we have a lot of control over, but this indicates like a need for healing. It's like subconscious patterns. So yeah, there's been this relationship from the start has been shrouded in bringing up a lot of their anxieties. It's like both of them. They've had to kind of face their fears in some way. Let's look into that more. So that's in the past though. So when they first got together or considered getting together, there was an energy of just them being very afraid to do that. I know there's an age difference. Maybe that was why. Maybe they thought people would judge them. I don't really know much about them, to be honest. But that's interesting. I know when I did a reading on them the last time, we did see that they were in a romantic relationship. There's been speculation around that, but yes, I think they are for sure. What about in the present moment? Queen of Cups. Okay, things are going well. Their relationship is actually going really well. I think that they've gone from this Eight of Swords energy of really being afraid of, what people are going to think of their relationship, if they're going to cross any boundaries or ruin their friendship. They were also working together. So all of this was like a big strain in the beginning. And I think it prevented them, excuse me, from getting together for a little bit. But I think that once they kind of like spent more time around each other, this deep connection started to really grow. And this has come in to replace their fears. I love to see that. That is really sweet. And this is very positive. This is emotional maturity. This is a really good emotional connection. So I love this. Okay, very cool. So that's how they're doing now. And let's get a card for the future. See, what do you guys think? Yes, I love it. Powerhouse. Gigi, you are a powerhouse. Ooh, Penny, you have Venus in Aquarius. Oh my gosh. Penny, I love it. And weren't you just talking about changing your hair up? Heck yes. Pluto's coming to transform oh my gosh. And when we did the pick a card in the members only, remember, Penny, you got about like changing up your style and like doing more things for, for you. That is so Pluto moving into your Pluto conjunct Venus. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. Oh my gosh, I love it, Penny. Okay, Sage Moon, I definitely think they caught feelings. Harry would always say on Dance with the Stars that he wanted to do good on the show for her. Oh my gosh, Sage Moon. Okay. Okay. Love it. That makes so much sense. Well, yeah, accurate. They were definitely falling in love. What about in the future? 9 of Wands. Okay, they are in the future. This is funny. In the future, they will be thinking about the future and planning their future. There is a lot of emphasis here for this couple about what will happen next. I do think so. In this request, um, our friend mentioned that the Dancing with the Stars like tour would start. I don't know if she's going on tour, if he's going on tour, or how that's working, but there is an energy around making sure their plans for the future align. Let's get another clarifier there. Interesting. It makes sense if things are changing. Queen of Wands, passion. Okay, guys, I love this. I think that she is going to be thriving in this relationship. I think that he's going to feel really fulfilled in this relationship. This is a relationship that brings a lot of happiness and mutual support around their goals. They are both in a stage of life that has to do with following your passions. And there are certain times in life where following your passions is going to take you on like a solo journey. Well, with this couple, following their passions is actually going to bring them closer together. Like they're able to support each other in doing what the other needs to do to feel fulfilled. I really like this. This is like a lot of fun. This is mutual understanding. This is two people supporting one another's growth. Queen of Wands is one of my favorite cards. It's major arcana. So we've had both the Queen of Wands and the Queen of Cups. This is like a relationship that has a lot of soft, like loving energy around it, a lot of encouragement. I love this. Oh my gosh. I love this so much. If you guys can hear Archer, it's so sad. He's right outside my door. He's just been following around all day. Poor little baby. He's and Michael's like right out there. He just wants to be like right next to me. He's the sweetest. Poor baby. I'm sorry if y'all can hear him. I promise he's okay. He's just very attached right now. Okay, Voices of Davis. I have Venus conjunct Uranus in Aquarius. Ooh, oh my gosh, that's going to be so interesting. Let him in by you. Okay, Penny, the thing is, I would, and I tried before. So if you guys could see my studio, I still need to do like a studio tour someday, but I have like these lights right here. And I will tell you guys, he is the size of like a mini horse. I call him my gentle giant. I tried to let him in and it was a disaster. Like I did this a couple weeks ago when we first got him because he's been like this. He like almost knocked over a light, which he could get hurt. And then this couch, he's literally like as big as this couch. I mean, he is the sweetest angel, but this room is just like not big enough for him. It's not big enough for the both of us. Poor baby. I wish I could though. Okay, the 11th house. Voice of Davis, this sounds like you're going to be experiencing possibly like transformation when it comes to like your social media, online identity, groups and friends, wishes. You make it like a wish fulfillment, that 11th house in Aquarius. That's going to be a big accelerator for you. And then Venus, obviously bringing like positive changes, like exciting positive change that's going to empower you. That's like the feeling I get from that. I love it. I love it. Okay. So with Harry and Rylee, I get just really good energy. I think they are together. I think that they support one another. And I think this is like a really positive pairing. So that's kind of all I'm getting around them, but I love it. So I think we should leave it there. Like, let's not mess with anything further because it's just like, it's so positive. Okay. I love that. Good for them. Happy to see it. It's nice to see Queen of Wands energy in a relationship mixed with Queen of Cups because that means there's like equal passion and love and support. Beautiful. Okay. Fantastic. Our next request was a little spicy. Joe Alwyn's current feelings about Taylor Swift and Travis's relationship. Now, there was a little bit extra here, a little extra information. And I tried to see if I could find this online. Let me know if you guys have heard this story or seen this anywhere. But our friend that asked for this, T, said that Joe's closest friend posted something shady about Travis Kelsey on Instagram. I did a little Google search. I could not find that. Have you guys heard that? I don't know. I didn't hear that, but we'll pull a card to see Joe Alwyn's current feelings about Taylor dating Travis Kelsey. Like, is he starting to move on? Has he accepted things? I'm sure it couldn't have been easy seeing her get Time Person of the Year. I mean, talk about like your ex thriving. Like, oh my God. And I mean, I'm sorry, but like, I think after a breakup, nobody wants to see their ex thriving that much. Like, that's so that had to be a lot. Let's just see like if he's changed his mind. Has he let it go? Like, what are his feelings? I'm very curious to see as well. So, how Joe Alwyn feels about Taylor Swift dating Travis Kelsey. Let's just get the overall energy with this first card. Oh, they're starting to feel a little bit slippery. Interesting. Page of Wands. Okay, I like this actually. So he is, this is him. Page of Wands is like starting off in a new direction towards a new passion. So he has gotten to the point in his healing journey of feeling like he's ready to start anew. He's ready to start putting himself out there in a new way. He's ready to I think that it's, like, kind of inspired him as well to do better, to be a better person, to be more successful in a way because we have this wands. It's like creating things in your own life. I do think that it has pushed him in certain ways that were good for him. Like, it's almost like he needed this to help him see, like, what's possible. I'm getting kind of an interesting message. Let's get a clarifier on that. For Joe Alwyn, how he feels about Taylor Swift dating Travis Kelce. Penny, it sounds like he's a very private person, very much so. Maybe that's why the cards are even, like, slipping. It's like, nope. His energy is very closed off for sure. Good point, Penny. Penny Scorpio moon's tapping in. The Chariot. Ooh, okay. I think I think it does make him mad though. And sometimes anger can be a motivator, right? Like if you feel like angry about something or your ego is like stimulated because you're like, oh my gosh, like I want to be as good as that person, is what it is. I think that kind of happens, right? With just like sometimes breakups and things like that. But this situation is making him, it's kind of funny, but allegedly for entertainment purposes, it's making him want to like work out more because the chariot is like Mars energy. It's impulsive, it's moving quickly. There are like these two guys on here. So it's like he wants to feel like he's competing with Travis, even if he isn't, like, in reality. Do you know what I mean? Like, in his mind, allegedly, he is, like, competing with Travis now. I think we're gonna see a different Joe in the next year or so start to emerge. And what's funny about this card is I'm imagining this as, like, Taylor Swift and then the 2 guys in the front. It's like he wants to feel like he can measure up, and right now, I don't feel like he really feels like he does. So this has inspired him to become a better version of himself, which, that can't be bad as long as he is like keeping perspective, So, but it does seem like this has fired him up. We'll just say that. I think that it's made him jealous, it's made him angry, and it's made him motivated. He's like, I want to be better. It's giving Elle Woods and Legally Blonde. Here, I'm gonna text Lawyer Mo real fast because I do hear him out there. Let me see. I think he is starting to rip up some of my books and papers, which is not good. I have a bookshelf outside. Okay, hold on. Okay. All right. Sorry about that. Dog life. So, okay. Very interesting. Let's see if we can get anything else. Wait, Sage Moon says, I think Tay Tay is making this RS with Travis super public to kind of rub it in Joe's face. Ooh. Okay. To show him and rub a little salt in the wound. that revenge thing she likes to do. Yeah. Sage Moon, that is such a good point. Um, I totally think you're right. She's a Scorpio rising as well. Oh my gosh, wait, you put the Scorpio. Yes. Sage Moon, yes. Oh my God. Scorpio risings, they do. Like they are about revenge. If you hurt them, they will not forget, right? And she's talked about that in her songs. It's like she she'll hold a grudge, okay? And a lot of Scorpio energies will. Is what it is. Um her Mars energy is definitely turned all the way up. I think she's passionate about the new relationship. I think she's excited about Travis. I think also, yeah, I don't think she minds that Joelwyn is seeing what he's missing out on and what he could have had if he would have been more enthusiastic about his relationship with her, right? So it's kind of like vindication. Like, see, he wants me and I'm happy now. Kind of like that. I totally agree with you. Voice of Davis says, well, Travis seems to like attention too. Totally. He's a Libra sun, ruled by Venus with Sagittarius moon. Agreed. Okay. Let's see. There are definitely more like extroverted signs, right? And I would say that Travis has a very extroverted chart, extroverted energy. So, yeah, he does not mind the spotlight whatsoever. And I think that he might even be kind of in on it with her. Like, I think he loves her. This is just my feeling here. I feel like he loves Taylor so much that it bothers him that someone else didn't treat her well. And so he's like, yeah, like take photos, like rub it in his face. I don't think he really minds that either. He doesn't come across as super jealous. Let's get another card here. Okay, so allegedly, for entertainment purposes, and according to one of our friends here in the T group, there was some rumor that was going around about Joe's friend posting something about Travis, something negative, something shady on this person's Instagram. Now, I did not see that, haven't heard about it. Let's pull a card. Has anybody from Joe's camp, including Joe himself, tried to report anything in the press? Has anybody tried to say things about Taylor in the press? Like, have they tried to get in on the narrative at all? Let's just see if any of his friends have said anything negative, or has he been staying away from the spotlight like he says he doesn't care about press and media? Let's see. Five of Swords. Yeah. It has been not great. Uh so Five of Swords, his friends have definitely been leaking things. He's been saying things, allegedly for entertainment purposes only. This is really shady, you guys. I do not like this at all. This is this is bad. This is really bad. He has been leaking things to the press. He has been saying different things. I think he's had his friends say things, his publicist. He's definitely been a part of some of what has come out about Taylor. Like anything that you've seen that isn't super positive, even remember how Dumas was talking about how Taylor allegedly got married to Joe and then Tree Payne even commented? I think that Joe might have actually been the one to leak that or say that even if it wasn't true. This is really she's not the only one who wants revenge. I definitely think that hold on, sorry. I'm so sorry, you guys. Sorry, can you guys hear him crying? Oh my gosh. Okay. Sorry, a little flustered. Oh Lord. So yeah, it's a plot twist, right? Sejun, I just think that he is he was pretending like he doesn't want anything to do with the media. But I do think that when push comes to shove, I think that he was hurt by all of this. And for entertainment purposes, I definitely think he went out and wasn't afraid to kind of do a little bit of dirty work. I do not like Five of Swords, you guys. Anytime I pull this card, it has such a shady, icky feeling. So, I don't know if he is as evolved as I think that he likes to pretend to be, right? Oh my God. I don't think he is. So, okay. That's interesting. I was not expecting that. I just thought he was a little bit more, like, reserved, but I think that he's a little bit more bothered about this, but it is good that he is that Page of Wands because I think that that tells us that he is trying to move on. So, hopefully, a little time will pass, the dust will settle, and, we'll see him move on and stop doing Five of Swords energy. Oh my gosh. What? Let me pull another. Does Taylor before we move on, does Taylor know that he is in Five of Swords energy? That he might be one of the people talking to the press? I know that people have speculated that Taylor, or that Travis's publicist, Pia, was like, maybe the one who is saying some things that were negative about Travis or talking to the girlfriend. Like, remember that whole scandal a few months ago? But it looks like Joe may have had a little bit more of a hand in all the gossip than we're aware of. Does Taylor think that Joe has leaked anything to the press or said anything, made any sort of, dropped off an anonymous tip to Dumois, if you will? Yikes. That's the thing about blind items these days, too. It's like someone's mad, like they can say something. What does Taylor think? Does she know that Joe, allegedly for entertainment purposes, was saying things to the press? Two of Wands. She's been looking to the future. I'm gonna say no. This is strange because Taylor is like, she's Scorpio rising. She's very tuned in. She usually picks up on anything like negative going on around her. But Two of Wands is looking to the future. I don't think that she actually thought that he would do anything like that. This is really bizarre. Five of Swords, though, it is more underhanded than Seven of Swords, even in my book. I do think it's like the sneakiest card. It's someone that also gathers a lot of resources and they even are like in cahoots with other people as well. So I don't think that she's aware of this. I think that he's been very sneaky about it, like doing things allegedly, like sending an email to Dumas, having his friends send an email. Definitely the things that we have heard about Taylor that have seemed a little bit strange or untrue, that Tree Pain's been trying to clean up. I definitely think that was coming from Joe for the most part. And she has no idea. So, oh my gosh, that is wild. Babalu seems to have a fragile ego. He really does. And, hopefully he heals. But, it's like, I just think that it's going to take him a while, you know? Like, I just think it's going to take him a while. People, the more fragile the ego, I think the more difficult it can be for them to move on without retaliation. So, yeah. Um, that's crazy. Dang. Okay. Wow. All right. Next story. Okay. All right. Now we have this is a really interesting one. And this was kind of wild. I didn't see this. I looked this up after one of you guys requested this, but this is a good one. So Zendaya unfollowed everyone on Instagram, and you guys wanted like kind of a wellness check on her. You know, here's the thing. Wait, stay tuned. Now that was some tea. Oh my God, Sage Moon, I love you. That was some tea, wasn't it? Oh my God, that was pretty wild. So, Zendaya, one thing about Zendaya that we know is that she's an Aquarius rising and a Virgo sun. Now, I too am an Aquarius rising and a Virgo sun. And when I did the horoscopes that came out in the last podcast episode that we were all kind of talking about, thank you guys again, everybody that was there in the live chat. That was so much fun. But people who have this place in particular, the Aquarius rising, they're going through a phase where they're kind of cleaning out anything that doesn't support their ability to be a leader. And I think this is all happening in preparation for Pluto moving into Aquarius. So, just a little look into her birth chart. When you have Aquarius rising, your 12th house is ruled by Capricorn. Now, the 12th house is hidden enemies. Okay. So, this can indicate that possibly while Pluto was in Capricorn this entire time, for like 15 years or 20 years, Zendaya has been going through a period of transformation and realizing that maybe not everyone that she thought was her friend is actually her friend. And we've seen a lot of celebrities do this mass unfollowing when things like this come out, when they realize there's a group of people that maybe, doesn't have the best intentions for them. And so they'll just wipe out their entire Instagram, right? So as not to look like they've singled people out and create like a buzz in the media. They'll just unfollow everyone. So we've seen that happen with celebrities, but with her in particular, because of the transits and what's going on in her birth chart, I think that she is doing a mass clean out. I really do. I think that anybody or anyone who has wronged her, she's just been kind of leveling up because she has a purpose that we are going to see really start to take center stage. She was actually our example in the podcast episode when we were talking about celebrity horoscopes and our horoscopes. So, yeah, she's in a huge transformation period. So, I'm not super surprised by this. But let's pull a card and see if this has anything to do with Tom Holland, because that was one of the concerns that I saw, just in different tabloids and magazines online when I searched this story up. People are wondering because she also unfollowed her fiance, is this something having to do with their relationship as well? Is he the person that she's not wanting to tip people off to, that she's unfollowed? So let's just see. Let's see what the energy is let's do first around the reason for the unfollowing. Let's just pull a card starting from there and see what comes through. Okay, the Tower. Stop it. Guys, stop it. Okay, the Tower. Wow. So this is crazy. There is something major that has happened that led to Zendaya doing this mass unfollowing. My gosh, you guys, I have goosebumps. Like when you get the Tower, it's like you just know something major happened, and the tarot is talking. Okay, so what was this Tower? Let's see. Sage would not Tom getting the boot too. I know, right? Like you'd think she'd at least keep her fiance. I don't know. Something happened, you guys. Tower moment. It's like something that shook her worldview. Oh, I'm getting goosebumps. This is weird. Okay. So what happened? What happened? Allegedly for entertainment purposes. What happened? What was this Tower moment for her? Two of Swords. There was a decision. There was a decision that came up. Huh. A decision between two things that she didn't know which way to go. Okay, let's get a clarifier. This is the scenario that led to this Tower. There was a decision between two things, two scenarios, maybe two projects. Let's see. Clarification. Walking away from something. Oh my gosh, you guys, I have goosebumps. I don't know if you can see that. I have goosebumps like all over my arms. Like this is very intense energy. Okay. She had to make a choice. Okay. Was this about Tom? This is very weird. There was a Tower moment. Something happened. She found something out. Something came to light. It shook her worldview. It rocked her to her core. So we're gonna send her love because that's very stressful. Um, when this happened, it clarified. She had been in a place where she wasn't sure about what to do about a certain situation. This Tower moment provided clarity and got her out of this energy of being stuck. And the clarity was that she needs to walk away from something or someone. Let's see. Can we get clarification around who this person is or what this is? Maybe one of the okay, so I'm going to see, can we get a tarot card that describes either the situation, the scenario, or like a clue about the person? Sage and Gigi, I know, right? Right? Like, what the heck? Okay. Whew. I have a little sigh of relief here because this is about work. Oh my gosh. I was getting all warm. This is about work. This is a professional situation. Thank goodness. Um, let's just see. Why did she unfollow Tom as well? I'm just curious because it doesn't seem like he was involved in this, but he was just kind of like a casualty. Wheel of Fortune. That's so funny. Wheel of Fortune, it's not personal. It's not personal. This is just a decision that she made. It's like he was just kind of like, like it's just yeah, for him it has nothing to do with him, thankfully. So they're good. Whew, I'm so glad to hear that. Because they're just so cute. But this is about work. Something happened with work. Okay. What happened? What was the dispute about? This is about a project that she's worked on or is working on now. Something happened where she just wanted to wipe her social media. 5 of Swords, not the 5 of Swords again, not the Joe Alwyn card, I'm kidding. Um, but this makes sense. Okay, but this makes sense. When there was somebody at work, someone that she was working with, somebody that she knows in a professional capacity that she did not expect was, doing something shady. They're being underhanded. They were acting in a way, and again, just like with Joe, how I said it's like sometimes multiple people because this person has multiple swords. They have gathered multiple resources, which could include like, other people who are involved as well. But there was like somebody who was really kind of plotting against her, somebody trying to get what they wanted at her expense. She found this out. This does have to do with work, it has to do with money. She found this out and she decided to either and she'd been having this gut feeling about it for a while. So this is the 2 of Swords. It was like for a long time she was like, "Is this just in my head or is there actually something going on?" Well, she got confirmation. It came to light. She walked away from the project, from the person, from whoever or whatever this is professionally. This was all about her coin. Someone was trying to stand between her and like, getting paid, getting what she deserves, what she's due. And this person was exposed though ultimately. And so she just decided, you know what? I am not going to put my personal life out there anymore on social media. I'm going to become even more private. This was like kind of the epiphany that she had. She realized that sadly, this was a moment that was hurtful, I think, but she realized that there are a few people that she can really trust and that doesn't need to be out on social media, that those people do not include like basically the people that she wants to include in her life, they don't necessarily need to be on her social media because she's going to actually be talking to them in person, in private. So she just said, "You know what? I'm not going to follow anybody. I'm going to post things here that are for, my professional benefit just to like let people know like a billboard, but I am not going to be engaging in any like of this kind of gossip or whatever." She's kind of decided, "I'm going to close down." She was experiencing gossip and all this stuff. She needed to protect herself in a way. And you know what? Good for her. Emotionally, if she's been experiencing people not treating her well and she wants to protect her mental health and just make this a purely professional thing where she posts certain things and is not involved like personally with social media, I think that's fine. And I think that's good. Let's see what you guys are saying. Catch up on y'all's tea. Hi, KCT 215. Okay, so thank you for asking, but I did that at the beginning and we didn't get falling out. When I got it, it was like love, inspiration. So that's kind of at the beginning of this. That was the first story or the second story. But thank you, KCT. Love you too. You're so sweet. Sage Moon, glad that checked out with the tarot tea. Okay. I do think Tom's been with her to boost his profile in America in some ways. Like it's a plus for him in a way, but I'm glad he didn't step out on her. Yes. Sage Moon, me too. Me too. Like, I'm glad it was just honestly, I hate to say this, but I feel like, the older I get and the more scenarios I've been in, it's like I get this. And I think also because I'm a fellow Aquarius rising Virgo sun, I've experienced this too, even professionally, that sometimes you may think that everyone's your friend, but that doesn't mean that that's really true. And there can be people around you that have their own best interests at heart and don't necessarily want to be fair and work on a team. And when you realize that, you do kind of say, all right, I'm going to take a step back. I'm going to put in my professional effort, but I'm not going to have expectations of anybody around me beyond, you know, just kind of getting the job done. So as a fellow Aquarius rising Virgo sun, I think that, yeah, I've been through that too. So I get it. And I'm glad that's what it was. And it's not like something about her personal life that's really hurtful. I just think this was a lesson. Babalu, is this related to the Euphoria project? There is so much drama there. Oh my gosh, really? Voice of Davis. Yeah, there was a blind item that she may not return to Euphoria. Oh my gosh. What? Is that what she's walking away from? Okay. Let's just pull, let's see if we can get anything around that. Wow. Okay. Zendaya and Euphoria. What is her current feeling towards the Euphoria project? Let's just ask that question. Nine of Pentacles. You know what? I don't know. She right now when she thinks of Euphoria, like the project itself, she feels like it boosted her profile. It helped her to make, some coin and also like put her on a level where she started getting more calls about additional projects that are similar to what she wants to be doing. I think she enjoys the dramatic roles. I think she enjoys dealing with deeper themes, which makes sense. I don't think that she dislikes it. I don't know. If she decided not to go back, it would definitely be because of, like, outside influence and things changing, but I think that at this point, even though there was that blind item, allegedly for entertainment purposes, my tarot tea here is saying that she appreciates what she got from it. I don't think that she has any designs on, if it's up to her, I think that she, for whatever reason, it looks like she would still go back. I mean, 9 of Pentacles is pretty good. It's like you feel like you got what you deserved from that. You feel like it was good for you. It's like an overall positive feeling. So, okay. It's like her doing her. Let's see. Babaloo says, oh, wait, we got that. Okay. Okay. So interesting. Oh my gosh, Voice of Davis, she won 2 Emmys from it. Okay, stop it. I love that. That must be all those gold coins, all those trophies. Good for her. I think she's an amazing person, very talented. And I think she just is in a stage of life where she's just been learning some lessons. You know what I mean? It's just part of growing up and getting older and being around more people. And in that industry, I'm sure you come across some stuff. And, it's not a bad idea to just kind of protect your space and spend more time with the people that love you and that you love and care about and not waste your time with drama. So, yeah, I think that's what she was doing with this Instagram wipeout thing, and good for her. Good for her. She's doing what she feels is right. She's standing up for herself. She's walking away from the drama. So, all right, sending you love, Zendaya. You're amazing. Just send that into the universe. Okay. Ooh, this is interesting. So, Pete Davis and Madelyn Cline, their relationship, Synastry, and a tarot reading. So, here is the thing. Their Synastry is intense. Let's talk about their Synastry first, and then I'm going to pull a card. So, Pete Davidson, his birth chart is really interesting. So, let's pull up some stuff. Here we go. A couple other charts up here. Let me see. All right. So, when we look at Pete's chart, we see a ton of Scorpio. Now, Scorpio is about transformation and it's also about like deep psychological themes. And Pete Davidson has been very honest about going through different things psychologically, right? So, Pete Davidson has his sun, his Mercury, his Venus, his Jupiter, his Pluto, all in Scorpio, meaning he experiences transformation sometimes on a daily basis in the way that he communicates and thinks with that Mercury placement, in the way that he loves. He loves people intensely, but he also experiences a lot of upheaval there. It's probably a place where he learns a lot of lessons through his romantic relationships. These people love with an intensity. Jupiter there, Scorpio energy and transformation brings him blessings and luck. So when he dives deep, he realizes that it's beneficial for him. He's here to go within. Excuse me, sneeze. He's here to go within. And Pluto in Scorpio in its home sign, it's a generational planet, but still he is here to help shake things up, especially around the themes of mental health. He's here to help expose the darkness and bring it to light, which I think he does. I think he's made people a lot more aware of things like borderline personality disorder and depression. And he spoke very openly about the things that he struggled with. So, there we go. Kudos to him. But those are very intense placements. Now, his moon is in Capricorn, which is a little bit surprising because that's so businesslike. So I think the reason that he is able to maintain his career and continue to build his wealth and, be successful, I would say a lot of that has to do with his Capricorn moon because Capricorn is solid and it's about structure. So I do think that emotionally he is able to on some level keep himself together and continue to build. I think when he gets stressed out, he uses his work to help bring structure back to his life, which is why he remains successful professionally. So that is kind of just his chart. Let's look at her chart. Madeline Cline. Now, has a much lighter chart. Okay. So Madeline has her sun in Sagittarius, just like Taylor Swift. This is giving like effervescent and fun. Wait, Voice of Davis says his moon might be in Sagittarius depending on the time he was born. Right? Voice of Davis. It is so annoying. I hate when I don't have like their birth time like confirmed. I know his birth time is not confirmed. So that's an interesting point. If he does have his moon in Sagittarius, that would change this flavor a little bit, and it would kinda make sense more about, like, why he's with Madeline Cline. So, okay, good point, Voice of Davis. We'll stay open-minded to that possibility. So Madeline, she has a very lighthearted chart. It's fiery, it's like giving fun energy, definitely lighter, especially compared to him with all those intense planets. So she has her sun in Sagittarius, her moon in Virgo though. So I will say if Pete Davidson does have his moon in Capricorn, this having like a shared earth moon experience would be one of the reasons that I think they would have, like, come together because they understand each other when it comes to, like, the earth sign communication of what they need from each other in love, what they need to feel secure. So, okay, there's that. She has, Mercury in Sagittarius, so she thinks like a Sagittarius, is very free-spirited. Venus in Aquarius, Mars in Aquarius, Jupiter in Aquarius, Saturn and Uranus in Aquarius. So we were talking about how we're all, like, gonna be affected by Pluto moving into Aquarius. Dang, so will she. Madeline Cline, it's gonna be interesting to see what you do, oh my gosh, over the next few years. I mean, I think she's really just gonna continue to rise to fame. So, okay, North Node in Virgo, Chiron in Scorpio. Interesting. So here are the things that I thought were most notable about their synastry. So Pete's Mars is conjunct Madeline's Sun, Mercury, and Pluto. Now, I feel like this can be one of those double-edged sword type of situations, you know, because Mars is about passion, right? But it can also be too hot to handle. Not to reference Harry Jowsey reference. So the thing about this is that having Mars conjunct her sun, Mercury, and Pluto all in Sagittarius, this can be very exciting. This can be very much about expanding each other's worldview. Sagittarius really colors this relationship. And for him in particular, he's very passionate about her. So I would say that when this relationship kicked off, it was definitely him pursuing her, him being the Mars placement. And I think that what he loved about her was the Sagittarius elements in her personality. This is really someone that he's very attracted to, okay? It's spicy. This is a spicy pairing. Like when I was making my notes, I was just like, this is intense, potentially transformative, and very fiery, if you know what I mean. So there's that. He loves the way that she thinks. He also, through this relationship, because his Mars is conjunct her Pluto, her planet of transformation, through this relationship, he will experience deep transformation. And it can be difficult to experience transformation through Mars because sometimes that's through arguing about things. Sometimes it's about, getting broken up with, and you realize that maybe the way that you have gone about things wasn't the right thing necessarily. Maybe you need to soften up your Mars, but he's learning lessons in this relationship around his Mars energy, the way he pursues things and people and situations overall that he is attracted to. But this is intense. Like I could see him really rushing towards this like a moth to a flame. Also, Pete has his Chiron in Virgo, which is conjunct Madeline's North Node, her destiny, where she's headed in this life, what she's moving towards, and her moon. So, okay, now this is interesting because through his connection with her, that's why, like, this is not, again, this is not a light and breezy energy. I would be surprised if these two made it for a really long time, if they lasted, because this is giving karmic, this is giving, they are bringing each other gifts of healing and self-awareness, but it's not like super light and lovey and like fun, but we'll see. We'll pull some cards. But having his Chiron, the wounded healer, in Virgo, the sign associated with the wounded healer, that's intense. So that's totally why I think he speaks about mental health. He talks about wanting to help people deal with that. That is part of his purpose. His Chiron leads him to be someone that truly does care about other people, being able to relate to him and to give hope to others through healing mind, body, soul. That's what Chiron and Virgo is. And so he really loves being around her because as she continues to go towards her north node of Virgo energy, her structured way of thinking about things and being in the world, her moon also in Virgo makes her a very structured person, like fundamentally. She's someone who probably has a really good routine. Probably when he wakes up at her house, they get up at a certain time. And those things might sound minor, but if someone's struggling with mental health, being around somebody who can help them to like stay on a schedule and keep moving, it can really help them feel like just more hopeful about their own life. So her impact on him activates his biggest wound, but it also helps him to come up with new ways to cope and heal. So again, that's not light and breezy. It's almost like they have a certain like karmic responsibility to each other, but overall it can be helpful even though it's probably kind of difficult at times, especially for her because it's his Chiron placement. So she does a lot to help him, I would think. Even if it's not intentionally, just being in her presence could be helpful for him. Okay, also, and then it flips because her Chiron in Scorpio, like, give me a break, you guys, is conjunct his sun, Mercury, Venus, Jupiter, and Pluto. So he has a Scorpio stellium, and her Chiron, her wound is in Scorpio. So being around him in so many ways, the way that he thinks, loves, gives, like the way that he transforms, the way that he experiences life, all of that energy activates her wounded healer, meaning this could either be like I do honestly, I would not want to gravitate towards this type of connection, but there's a possibility, I guess, that it could be something where she really feels like she's done a lot of healing already, and he helps her to come up with even more ways to understand her Chiron wound, to heal and to give to others and to like be the person she's meant to be. But it's like not through an easy pathway. You know what I mean? It's like she's learning about herself because she sees the way that he acts and it helps her to like become aware of her patterns. It's a lot. I don't know. It's a lot. So let's pull some tarot cards. But I don't know. What do y'all think about that? That was very intense. And I do synastry readings all the time on people. And this is probably one of the most intense synastry readings I've done because of all of the main connections, Chiron and Mars, passion and your greatest wounds that come up for healing though and can become your greatest strengths. So this could go either way, truly. This could either be a relationship that helps them to soar to new heights, or it could be one that can get really destructive, allegedly for entertainment purposes. Yikes. Sage Moon, wow. I know, right? Right? Makes a lot of sense. Yeah, agreed. And it's intense too. Sage Moon sounds like a karmic connection, but not in a negative way. More so like they're helping each other heal and break through barriers and traumas. I love that. Beautifully said. Yeah, I could see that too, Sage Moon. So I like how you said break through barriers and traumas. That's beautiful. Yeah, I agree with you. But it doesn't feel light and easy, right? It's not like that. We're just like seeing stars and like rose colored glasses. It's like you are putting on your your poo colored glasses to see what's really going on in life. Okay. Let's see what the cards say about them. Let's just do a past, present, future reading for Pete Davidson and Madelyn Cline. And you know what? Before we talk about them, I actually would also like to pull a card about his breakup with Chase Sui Wonders, who he was right before he got with Madelyn Cline, because I don't think there was a whole lot of space in between those two relationships. And as we know, he does seem to go, to new relationships fairly quickly. Babaloo, heartbreak, I know. Sage Moon, do you think they trigger and mirror each other at times? Sage Moon, 1000%. 1000%. I like totally think that this connection is about mirroring and becoming more aware by being like, "Oh, wait, that really upsets me and hurts me, but I do that to people too." It's like, yeah, triggering, mirroring, all the healing tools that the universe so kindly gives us. That sometimes we just want to give right back. Um, well put, Sage Moon. Okay, so why did P break up with Chase Sui Wonders? Let's just get that energy out of the way. I'm feeling intuitively like I want to just see what happened there. Oh, Queen of Wands. Interesting. Did she break up with him? Because this feels like she left him because she felt like when she was around him, she couldn't necessarily be this Queen of Wands. She is the Queen of Wands. I don't know anything about Chase Sui Wonders, but I love this card. And if this describes her, she just seems fantastic. She's someone who's passionate about life. She's passionate about the things that she wants to do in her life. She is a go getter. She's one of those people that has a lot of energy. I wouldn't be surprised if she has a lot of fire signs in her chart, but she is someone who is very driven and motivated. She's excited about life. This Queen of Wands is empowered. She felt like at one point being around him was starting to dampen her spirit. And so this looks like she called it quits because she knew it wasn't good for her. This is actually very emotionally healthy. So, okay, very cool. But that probably left him feeling sad, allegedly for entertainment purposes, if that is what happened. He may have been feeling kind of down, which sometimes when you're down, it can attract a karmic connection because it brings up, it puts you into a place where you are ready to heal. Your walls are down when you're kind of sad or heartbroken, right? So, okay, interesting. So, past, present, future for Pete Davidson and Madelyn Cline. Voice of Davis, she's an Aries. Okay, thank you, Voice of Davis. Ooh, I love when the tarot tea is just telling it all. So, yes, she is a fire sign. Oh, I love it. I love it. So yeah, she was Queen of Wands. She's like, I have to go Queen of Wands now. Thank you. It's been fun, but I have to Aries on out of here. Their connection served its purpose. Okay. But I think it left him feeling vulnerable, but maybe ready to open up to a new level of healing. So past for Pete and Madelyn Cline. Two of Pentacles balancing. So in the beginning, it was about balancing, which this is also interesting because like Sage Moon, like you said about trigger and mirror, it's almost giving like balancing. It's like two sides of the same coin. I will say when they got together, I think that it was they were attracted to each other almost like a magnet because I think that she also had gone through something very similar. She had just gone through what he was going through currently. So I think it's like you just kind of they saw each other and they saw that like, hey, it's almost like you are me and I am you. Like they recognize each other, like you're going through what I'm going through. And then it was like just magnetic. Did she also get broken up with not too long ago, like before she got with Pete? I feel like her previous relationship, heck, it could have even been with a fire sign as well. But it's like she had a similar experience. They're working on some similar things right now. That's very interesting. So they were attracted to each other because they were on that same vibration. Okay. Interesting. What about in the present moment? Pete and Madelyn Cline. How are they doing now? Oh, we got two. We're gonna take them both. Um, okay, interesting. Okay, I kind of love it. So we have Two of Wands, planning for the future. This card keeps coming up today. A lot of people are planning for the future at this moment, which makes sense. It is the beginning of a new year. And Knight of Wands, passionate, moving forward passionately towards their future. Oh my gosh. Okay, is this like wow. Okay, this is like very I like this a lot actually. This is so positive. It's like, and hopefully they're not rushing in because they were both kind of hurt and in the same place, like, we need to like, we can fix each other. Hopefully, it's not that. We'll get a clarifier, but it is like they're both in a place where they are wanting to move forward with the relationship. They're moving quickly. They feel like they can make plans for the future together. Like, it feels right for both of them. Let's get a future one. So currently, they're moving forward. What What about the future for Pete Davidson and Madelyn Cline? Let's see. Stop it, Queen of Wands? What? Either Chase Sui Wonders is coming back or they're creating their own fire energy. What? Okay, let me get another one. That is bizarre. Or is he going to become the Queen of Wands? Karmic. This is so karmic. Sage Moon. This is so karmic. Oh my gosh. It reminds me of like Shawn Mendes and Camila Cabello, how their readings would always mirror each other at a certain time when like we were first kind of checking in on them after the breakup. This is super similar to that. The future for them. For Madelyn and Pete. The future for Madelyn and Pete. The Magician. They can create anything that they want. Okay, I think this relationship is going to end up having a positive effect on them. I do think that through like their ability to understand each other, this is so interesting. So they have an ability to understand each other's like wounds and most vulnerable things that they've dealt with. They can really talk and have honest conversations, which I think is very refreshing for both of them. And they both really needed this. They both really needed this type of connection. They needed to feel seen and loved, like for who they really, really are. And I think that this relationship is giving them the ability to experience that, which is very positive. What it's actually doing, I think this is talking about the energy that Pete felt like he had lost. This is so deep. He felt like he had lost this energy, like Chase Sui Wonders, this Aries energy. He felt like he'd been left in the dust because he was like, she doesn't see me as someone like an Aries, like who can move forward, who can be master of my own destiny. Like she doesn't see me as that type of person with that kind of energy, but I want to have that kind of energy. So I need to heal and get my passion back. I need to get my spark back. I want to feel like I'm excited about my life and in control of my life. So the universe will say brought him together with someone else who was also wanting to do that. And through the connection, he he's not going to get back with Chase Sweet Wonders, but it's like he regained whatever he felt like he needed to have. Like whatever she exposed that he needed to work on, this relationship has helped him to do that. So he feels healed and like excited about life again. That is so deep. It's almost like they all kind of have a karmic thing. But now they're able to manifest whatever they want. So this was definitely a mutually beneficial um, relationship. We also have the infinity symbol right atop of the magician's head on this card. So it's all about, you know, the infinite nature of karma and what we give to each other comes back to us. So they definitely are giving a little bit of a twin flame vibe. Wow, I wouldn't be surprised if this relationship lasts longer than his other previous relationships. It feels, at least right now, very solid and very healthy. I think that they're both in a place where they're mature enough to handle the intensity of the Chiron and Mars energy. Good for them. Oh my gosh. Well, when the tarot tea is just telling you all the karmic business. Oh my gosh, Penny, wow, right? Sometimes, like, it gets so deep, but, it makes sense. It just makes sense. Huh. Take a sip of my little tarot tea here. I got a reset after that. That was wild. Okay. Well, moving on to my fifth and final request. And then if anybody has any other requests, feel free to let me know. And then I also have just a couple things to talk about with Capricorn season, just for our own birth charts. I wanted to open up a little discussion, but let's do this final one. Okay. So I got a request for some K-pop tea. Blackpink's Jennie and BTS's V reportedly have broken up now, and they were rumored to have been dating in the first place, but this was never confirmed. Now, supposedly V is going to be enlisting in the army in South Korea. That's something that everybody has to do for, I guess, a set period of time in South Korea. And they were spotted in Paris holding hands at one point and vacationing on Jeju Island. So I'm curious. I am curious too. Like, did they break up? What's going on for the two of them? I did read them a while back, but I got another request for just more, like a more complete look into their relationship because as of December 6th, reports were coming out that they just more reports are like they've broken up, like it's and people are upset about it. So let's just see. Let's see how it's going. Okay, so how does Jennie feel about V right now? Let's just start there. How does Blackpink's Jennie feel about BTS's V right now in this moment? King of Cups. Okay, I love it. I have looked at their birth charts before, and it was a very positive connection with their synastry. So yeah, so she sees him as the King of Cups, someone who is very much like fulfilling her emotionally. This is a person that she really loves, and she sees him as someone who can love her as well. That's beautiful. How does V see Jennie right now in this current moment? Walking away. What? Okay. So I'm going to say allegedly for entertainment purposes that the rumors are true. She is walking away from the connection with him, which is so, I'm getting goosebumps too. That's so strange because she sees him as the King of Cups. She sees him as someone who is very loving, someone that she loves very much. Okay. So let's get into it then. Why is Jennie walking away from V? 10 of Cups. This is the marriage card. I said I wasn't taking reversals, but sometimes the universe doesn't listen to me. And I did pull it in the reverse. So based on this context, I'm going to take it in the reverse. She felt like they weren't going to have the opportunity to form this family and get married. And I don't know exactly how long that enlistment lasts in South Korea. I don't know what their contracts are like. I know that I've heard that like K-pop contracts can be very intense. It's almost like, your life is not your own, your brand is not your own, and everything is very carefully like curated. So I wonder if there's something that she feels like is bigger than them that's keeping them from being together, that's never going to allow them to get married for some reason and form this family. So she feels like she has to leave him. This is like giving tragedy, like Romeo and Juliet. Oh my gosh. Sage Moon says, would you be open to looking into some about? Oh my gosh. Sage Moon, I'm going to look into that right after this. Yes. Because yeah. Sage Moon, great request. Sage Moon asked if I'd be open to looking into Simone Biles and her hubby. You guys heard about that, right? We got to. We've got to. Um, okay, so she is walking away because she doesn't see that they're going to be able to get married. Hmm. See if I can get a reason why before we move on. This is really sad. It's like it's like Romeo and Juliet or something. Why does she feel like she has to walk away and they're never gonna be able to get married? Money, Ace of Pentacles. Oh my gosh. Okay. This is so sad. This does have to do with their, like, contracts, I don't know, do you guys ever watch Stephanie Sue and, like, her K-drama, um, stuff that she talks about, and, like, she talked about K-pop idols and, like, different things that go on in South Korea where it is, like, very intense, like, the way that everything is run in the music industry, it's seems like it's just as intense as it is over here in the US, but even more so, like, kind of reminds me of back in the early 2000s, the era that Britney and Christina Aguilera and, like, all those people had to endure. Seems like it was really hard on people, and it didn't really value them as anything more than a commodity. That's kind of like what she's facing. She feels like something about her contract doesn't allow her to get married. She feels trapped by her work. She feels trapped by the industry. I really feel terrible about this. I wish that there was something that she could do to get out of this because, yeah, there is love. It's nothing about the relationship, but it's about forces bigger than them. She's become aware that she doesn't think that they'll ever be able to have the family life that she wants to have with him, so she's decided to move on. Well, I'm gonna leave it at that for that reading, but that is really sad. So, for everybody that wanted to know about those 2, allegedly, that is for entertainment purposes, that is the energy, and that's really sad. I'm gonna send both of them love. Oh my gosh, it's terrible. Penny says they have to serve for 18 months. Okay. Thank you for giving us that info, Penny. It sounds very stressful. It does sound stressful. It feels stressful. Like I feel like I can feel like the stress and like the trapped feeling. I hate that for them. Hopefully, hopefully as time goes on and when Pluto enters Aquarius and moves out of Capricorn, hopefully that will help. I hope that this relationship comes back around. Maybe after he serves for 18 months, maybe the landscape will look different. Pluto and Aquarius is going to break through a lot of those types of structures, in my opinion. And so I think that the people are going to have more power. So hopefully that includes, her and that this structure will change to where she's able to live a life freely and happily. Everybody should be able to be with the one they love. Oh my gosh. Okay. So sending them love, moving on from that. That was a little bit sad. Sage Moon. Okay, let's go to your request. This was such a good one. So, okay. Sage Moon says, would you be open to looking in on Simone Biles and her hubby in the next live? Oh, sorry. We already talked about that one. We're going to do it in this live. He gives Sage Moon the same energy as Kiki's ex and Hallie's man. Congrats to Hallie on having her baby. Oh my gosh. Yes. Congrats, Hallie. So Simone Biles' husband went on some podcast and was asked about his relationship to Simone Biles. And I don't know exactly what conversation was had, but in a nutshell, he ended up saying that he thought that he was the prize in the relationship, which Simone Biles is just like a powerhouse, an Olympic gymnast, and he is a professional athlete. I honestly forget what he plays. I think it was football, but like it's kind of the opposite energy that you would like for someone to have towards you, right? You want the person that you're with to think that you're a prize and you want to think that they're a prize. But he came across as very like narcissistic and it was kind of gave everybody the ick, right? So let's see. And she kind of defended him. So let's see what is going on with this connection. Um, I'm going to pull a card that represents him first, just like his overall energy when it comes to his relationship. Penny D football for Green Bay. Oh my gosh, Penny. Penny, what do you think about him? Since you have those season tickets, so you're probably pretty familiar with those people. Is there, how does he seem otherwise? Does he have kind of a reputation for being egotistical or was this like a one-off? I'd love to get your thoughts, Penny. Oh, Sage Moon, you're so funny. Okay, let's see. Let's get a card that represents him. Six of Pentacles. Okay, this is interesting. This is like generosity, giving gifts. Let's get a clarifier. Penny says, I think they're both confident individuals and this stuff doesn't bother them. Thank you, Penny. That is a really, really helpful insight. Okay, interesting. And that kind of helps us along because I got Six of Pentacles from which this is like my generosity card. So it's not saying anything negative. Okay, so let's pull a card for her now. What's her energy in the relationship? So honestly, like this is strange, but it's saying that he is actually very generous towards her. Okay. That makes sense with what Penny's saying about how they both just seem very confident and unbothered by this stuff. Sage Moon says he was talking down on her the entire time. Really? Oh my gosh, I should have listened to it. Making her seem thirsty, even though he matched slash liked her profile first. He also sees gymnastics as the weaker sport compared to football. Very icky. He said that? He said that? Why would you even say that? Oh my God. What? This is weird. Okay. Well, I guess one of his good points is that he's generous, at least like materially. Okay. What about Simone Biles? How does she feel towards him? What is her energy in the relationship? She was like defending him and saying she didn't want people to be talking about it anymore. She was trying to really shut down any speculation. Oh my gosh, Eight of Swords. Okay, so even though allegedly for entertainment purposes, Simone Biles has been acting like she's very unbothered by the whole situation, this is a prison of your own making. This has actually brought up a lot of insecurities, fears, and things that they've already kind of been working on in their relationship or that she's been working on within herself. I think that she's very hard on herself. I think that she's someone who's very successful. She's a hard worker. Part of the reason that she's been able to achieve such heights of success. I wouldn't be surprised if she had a lot of like Capricorn in her birth chart or Saturn like on her ascendant. It would be interesting to look at some point, but she, through discipline, through sometimes being hard on herself, she has pushed herself to reach, unimaginable accomplishments that have just really been amazing in her life. She feels very good about what she's accomplished, but there's a part of her that feels like she constantly needs to do this. And the hangups that come along with never feeling good enough and perfectionism and all of that, this has triggered those perfectionist tendencies in some way. And this isn't something that I think she's willing to like share with the public. I just think this is like a private thing that she has been feeling since this interview. And I don't like that's so sad. Okay, let's see. Sage says, I think there have been reports that they compete with each other. Okay. They've tried each other's workouts. Stop it. And he does respect that her workouts are harder than his. And he says, yes, Sage, a lot of competition. Okay. Sage Moon says, in the interview, he said she introduced him to therapy and they're doing that. So that's good. That's really good. Sage Moon says, I think she's a Capricorn rising, but her birth time isn't confirmed. Stop it. Okay. Because I'm getting big, big Capricorn energy, a lot of Saturn energy. That would make so much sense if she's Capricorn rising ruled by Saturn. That would be like just right there on the nose. Astrology in the wild at its best. Okay. So interesting. So behind closed doors, he's very generous to her, material at least. Like I think he gives her gifts and compliments. Like I think that there is a good, there is a good part to the connection. It's not like he's completely terrible, allegedly for entertainment purposes. But this has definitely ignited, and this connection sometimes ignites her old insecurities, and it kind of stresses her out. It brings up old fears, things to work through. It's like it doesn't always feel like an easy connection. Sage Moon says she's a Pisces with a Gemini moon. Okay, that would make a lot of sense. So if she's a Pisces sun, that does indicate that there's like sensitivity, you know, kindness, compassion that she has. A lot of Gemini moon would help her to kind of bounce back from anything like too difficult, any of this. Like Gemini moons can really bounce back quickly by either just switching their focus, doing something new. Gemini is an air sign, they keep it moving. So they're able to really get through a lot by just not going so deep into things that feel negative. But a Capricorn rising is very serious. So it's like this person, like if she is this Pisces sun, Gemini moon, Capricorn rising, this is somebody that's very hard on themselves and definitely needs like nurturing from the people around them to feel loved and cared for because they're not always going to ask for it. Pisces suns can give a lot to other people, a lot of love and understanding, and they have to remember to have that for themselves. Okay. So let's just read like their connection overall, past, present, future. Let's just see like what their connection is like. In the past, their connection. King of Wands. He definitely pursued her. Wait, what did you guys say about like I don't know. Somebody said wait, Sage Moon said that he matched us liked her profile first. Yes. Okay. Totally. This makes sense. He was the King of Wands in this connection. So he pursued her. He definitely is very passionate about her. He views her as like his ultimate ideal, even though she battles with feeling like this. This is not what he thinks. Like he doesn't see her as anything but perfect, which in a weird way, I think that's why he said that he's the catch because he was feeling insecure. Ew, come on, grow up. He just needs to grow up. That's icky, but I don't think he treats her like that. I think he treats her really well. This was an insecurity thing. He feels like this about her. He's like, I'm so passionate about her that instead of just kind of like Travis Kelsey, he like will talk Taylor up. Instead of doing that, he's a little bit insecure. So he has to try to make it like he's better because he doesn't feel like he is. Oh my gosh. Poor Simone. Come on, just be nice, dude. Hopefully he'll shift his energy after this. Hopefully this brought some things, to his awareness because there was a lot of backlash. Okay, what about the present moment? So in the past, very passionate about her. to the point where putting her on a pedestal, and it's very annoying that publicly he kind of brought her down from one because of insecurity. 8 of Pentacles. They're working really hard on their relationship right now. Okay, that makes sense. Um, yeah, saying that they're in therapy, I think so. They're working really hard to come together when it comes to with the Pentacles, this would be like your career, your finances, and also I just think hard work on the relationship overall. I think that they are very focused right now on making sure that their relationship stays strong and solid. And I think that maybe that interview exposed where there's still some work to do, but it is, but that's saying something that they're working on it. Definitely it's saying something. And what about the future for them? Competition. No. 5 of Wands. I would love to see his birth chart as well. This looks like part of why, and this is so funny, but part of why they're attracted to each other in the first place. Like Penny just said a lot of competition. Yes, 5 of Wands is my competition card. This connection is marked by competition. It's part of what drew them together. You know how different people have different personalities, right? We all have different things that drives us. And this competitive edge and this competitive spirit is so ingrained in both of them. Like who they are is just they're very competitive at their core. And I don't think either of them is going to change. So I think that they really enjoy the competitive aspect with their partner. Like they feel like the other is a worthy competitor. They feel like they're challenged by the other, by the relationship. And this is like a mutual mirroring. So it's like she likes to be pushed, she not like emotionally, not she likes to be pushed emotionally, like, she likes to feel like the people around her push her to be her best, push her to be better, and he likes to feel like the people around him push him to be better, and so they love the fact that they're always competing. They probably, compete like, if you saw them bowling, they'd probably be, competing about, who could bowl better that night. They compete at putt-putt, I just think this is the nature of their connection. There's a little bit of ribbing there. Um, and I think that sometimes I can get a little bit out of hand and out of context to where they have to remember to also be loving. And I think that's what they're working on right now is not letting the competitive side get out of hand. But it is part of their connection and part of how they have fun together. So, hey, to each their own. Let's see. What is Sage Moon saying? Based on our interview, oh, I feel like you just described her completely with that astro breakdown. Oh my gosh, awesome. That's great to know, Sage Moon. Yep, I think his ego gets triggered with her. He spoke of people knowing her and not him. Oh my gosh, Sage Moon, that's so helpful to know. Wanting pictures with her and not him. Yep. Sage Moon says he's a Cancer Leo cusp, also with a Gemini moon, possible Libra rising, but his birth time isn't confirmed. Okay. Sage Moon, thank you for bringing all that hot tea our way. That is so helpful to know. Yeah, I think that, you know, and they both have Gemini moons. So Gemini energy can have a sharp tongue. And Gemini is associated with Mercury, moving quickly and rethinking. Wait, hold on. Didn't this all happen during Mercury retrograde? If so, Gemini is ruled by Mercury. So during Mercury retrograde, Geminis and Virgos in particular, because both are ruled by Mercury, can get tongue tied. They can miscommunicate. They can say things that they regret. And if Gemini is his moon sign and her moon sign, there is definitely a possibility that during Mercury retrograde, he was triggered and said things that really exposed his insecurities because he was coming from an emotional place. And this is not to make an excuse, but this is just to say, I kind of feel like that's what happened. It just seems like they're working on it. And yeah, fragile ego. Can you imagine? I mean, someone with a fragile ego, like someone being like, "Oh, hey, I want a picture with your wife," and "Oh, will you stand to the side or can you take our photo?" If you have a huge ego, I'm sure that to him was just he felt like he needed to say, "I'm the prize," because he feels deep down like he's not. So, sending him love and healing, And I'm glad that they at least have a mutual respect and understanding. And there is that generosity card that we got. Hopefully they keep working on it and find a way to like, scratch that competitive itch without destroying each other, without breaking down each other. Like maybe they can compete on the same team against someone or something else. That could be ideal for them to shift the energy and be teammates competing, not against, but with each other on the same side. So, sending them love and hoping that that is where this realization and this Mercury retrograde energy took them. So that is funny though. Of course. Thank you for requesting Sage Moon. I was curious too, and I totally forgot about that. So, does anybody have their birth chart? Because we're going to end with a little bit of, bring your own birth chart chit chat because we do have a lot going on in this Capricorn season, you guys, particularly the new moon coming up January 11th. But our Capricorn energy is really just turned all the way up. And this time of year, especially anyway, with all of us like setting New Year's resolutions, we're all kind of in our own little inner Simone Miles area of like, if she is in fact Capricorn rising, then, we're all a little bit intense right now. She's kind of how we're feeling inside. Sage Moon says, Simone has been through so much and deserves the world. Oh my God. I love that. I agree. She deserves the world. Aw, that touches my heart, Sage Moon. That's a beautiful thing to say, and she say I mean, Simone Biles is like an icon, though. Like, if you say her name, everybody knows who she is, like, she has literally reached the status of just, like, someone who's a role model for, like, everyone and anyone. I mean, if you want someone to look up to, Simone Biles is amazing. So, I agree. We all wanna see her do well, and, she's an amazing human being. Okay. Penny says, "Whoa, my midheaven is in Capricorn." Okay. Penny, have you been feeling any like midheaven activation? Like, have you been feeling anything that has to do with your like self, like your image in the public? Any sort of spotlight on you or any like rethinking of the way you present yourself? Because that part of your chart is really lit up right now. And you're going to be having a new moon there on the 11th. Oh my gosh, Sage Moon also has that same midheaven. Oh my god, I love it, you guys. No wonder y'all get along so well. Midheavens, y'all see the world similarly and you present yourself similarly in the world. So y'all have a very similar vibe. I love it. That explains a lot. Okay, so let's see. The 11th is really like the next big thing. Right now, though, we currently have, since January 4th, we currently have Mars in Capricorn. So it's been go time. And this is going to last like for 6 weeks. So it's like it's been go time. All of us are kind of getting this ambitious energy ramped up. So I'm very curious, Sage Moon, if you and Penny, because this is your midheaven, are y'all experiencing any changes in that area of your life? I mean, you guys have Mars on your midheaven right now. So are you feeling more driven? Are you feeling like you have more energy? Are you being put in the spotlight more often right now? That is so interesting. So, yeah, that's gonna be happening, and then we have this new moon, January 11th, so this is giving breakthrough energy. January 11th is 111. So, angel number 111, like I was telling you guys before, I wear my 111 bracelet every day, like, I love this angel number. It's about breakthroughs, it's about your highest self. So, this time period for all of us, coming up very shortly on 111, this is when we can really experience like a huge breakthrough when it comes to our goals and like the things that are the most important to us, the things that we've worked hard for. It's also that 8 personal year or that 8 universal year in numerology. So, it's like this is really a time where we can experience big shifts in what we're able to attract into our life, what we're able to accomplish. Okay, Penny says right now, I'm not, my back is out. Oh, I'm sorry that your back is out, Penny. Oh my gosh, that has to be so painful. It will kick in. Okay, so Penny, here's the thing. Here's what we're going to manifest. When January 11th, 111 gets here, by then, you are going to feel energetic, youthful, excited about life, and you're going to feel completely renewed. Let's manifest that for you because if it's ever going to happen, it's definitely going to happen at 111. So just I would say rest up until January 11th, Penny. It's gonna be go time. Yeah, sending you healing energy. Yes, Sage Moon. It's gotta be so painful. Oh my god. Okay, so Sage Moon says, yes, filling in for leadership changes at work. Possibly might take the position myself. I'm getting so deep in my career bag right now. LOL. Oh my gosh. I love it. Sage Moon, that is amazing. You know what's funny now that you say that? I have another friend who's a Capricorn as well, and she's taking over some like temporarily, she's taking over some duties for somebody else who's out because they just had a baby, which is so exciting, but it's put more responsibility on her plate as well. I wonder if a lot of Capricorns are experiencing that right now. Like if Capricorn, I would really say sun, rising, midheaven, those would be like where it would impact your career. Okay, so Capricorns are getting some career energy, are getting more focus on themselves. I like that. And you know, Penny, I wonder if the like the focus being put on yourself, like your midheaven, the way you present yourself to the world, maybe it's about like slowing down so that you can move forward again quickly. Do you know what I mean? Like sometimes I feel like the universe will slow us down and like force us through like an injury or like, something that happens where we kind of take a break from our normal routine and it really stinks because we don't want to slow down. And then we get like these downloads or these insights that help us to move forward in a really profound, exciting way after that time period passes. So I wonder if that's what's going on for you, Penny. Yeah, the universe is communicating big time, I think, especially with Pluto out to move out of that position. So I think that as Pluto leaves Capricorn, I do think that all of us are going to experience some sort of really profound and I'm going to say positive shift as far as getting what we want because, Saturn ruled Capricorn, Pluto being there, it's just been kind of intense and gritty in a lot of ways for many of us. I think it's not going to be quite as gritty anymore. Oh, yeah. Oh my gosh. So that is kind of what is going to be happening. So when the 11th gets here, we're going to be feeling that like taking a disciplined approach, managing the things that are most important to us for you guys. If it's that 10th house, that is your career, your reputation, public standing. You may decide that you want to like join a group of some sort, even if it's like an online group, taking that to the next level. But leadership opportunities in the Capricorn ruled part of your chart, that's what's coming up for us. And I just wanted to put a little extra emphasis on it because we're kind of in this build up to the 11th. So as we do that, being really clear about our intentions, journaling about what we want to accomplish with Mars and Capricorn right now, we are given a lot of focus. And then we have Mercury. When is Mercury going to Capricorn? Let's see. Do I have it in my notes? I wanted to say it was going to go there soon too. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I do think that Mercury might go back into Capricorn as well later this month. But basically, like consistency and kind of nose to the grindstone energy is happening right now. And let's just all circle the 11th on our calendars because some sort of good news is going to be coming through then. Penny, hopefully the good news is that your back is feeling so much better and that you've had whatever epiphanies you're supposed to have and you feel amazing. Let's manifest that for you. And Sage Moon, I hope that you're going to get like a career breakthrough around the 11th. So we'll all report back around the 11th and just kind of, I would love for us to just like see what's going on, see what's happening. Sage Moon says, I'm betting that you'll have an even better bounce back. I totally agree. Bounce back, come back, return. They won't know how to stop you. Sage Moon, I love it. I love it. And I agree. And let's all manifest that collectively. Well, you guys, this was so much fun. Mark the date. Okay, good, Penny. We're all going to focus on that. We're going to send you healing energy, lots of love, lots of positivity. In the meantime, hopefully you get some good rest. You've had Pluto on your midheaven for quite a while. So maybe the universe was just like trying to get you to slow down and get a little bit of rest, do some TLC, do things that make you happy and pamper yourself. You deserve some pampering. You guys, this was so much fun. Thank you for hanging out, for spilling the tea with me. I always love that. Yes, manifesting healing energy for Penny. And let's manifest a great week this week. Monday, we're getting in there, we're getting going. A lot of good things happening in the stars this week. So it's kind of just all systems go. We're powering forward. We're having discipline. We're doing all the Capricorn things in Capricorn season. But you guys, I'm just sending you all the biggest hug. And I love hanging out with you. It's always such a good time, a great way to like get my mind right to start a new week. And I feel so refreshed after spending time with you guys. So sending y'all a big hug, get some good rest. And I hope you all have a great week. I know that you will. We're going to manifest a great week. And oh my gosh, Babaloo, thank you. Thank you for being here. That was so much fun to see you and have you in here, Babaloo. Aw, it was so much fun as always. Thank you, Sage Moon. And thank you for your time as well, you guys. It's I love that we get to do this together, and it means the world to me. You guys come in here and you spill as much tea as I do. Bye, guys. Have a good night. See you. Big hugs.